Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and a few things I want to talk about today. As the sun comes up, we have to look at our disturbing economy and how things are right now. And it's a lot to cover right now in the news. I'm going to cover it all for you, but I wanted to come up here at sunup and just show you guys the beauty of this as we talk about some serious stuff. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget there's an email list that you can join below. There is a private company called ADP, and yesterday ADP gave us some great news about the economy and how everything was improving because 807,000 people were added to the work rolls. Okay, let's celebrate that. Now, please understand this. They are not a governmental agency. They do not work for the government. They are a private company that wants you to use their payroll services. Okay? You could be TED. You could have TED's payroll service and issue a report, and the media would jump onto it. Well, this morning, we wake up and we find out that 207,000 people filed for first-time unemployment claims. And again, this is good news. No, it's not good news. This shows our shrinking economy. This shows how bad things are right now. This is horrible right now. And again, 807,000 last month, 207,000, so that's 600,000. It's going to be by the end of January, it'll be eradicated. There won't be 807,000 new jobs added. It will be minus when you add it all up. That's the problem with this, is that the economy right now here in the United States is absolutely shrinking. It's shrinking around the world that there's this major problem. And that's what the problem that people don't want to accept is that as we look at the economy in whole, it's in terrible shape right now. Macys, and I told you guys this right after Christmas. I said you're going to start to see department stores announce closures. Well, Macys, which owns Bloomingdale's, just announced that they're going to shutter 7 to 9 stores in the next couple months. You know, and then they did it as a news source, like, hey, is your store potentially going to close? Well, no, it's ridiculous, okay? So, again, their store plan right now, think about this, is to have 125 of their stores close within the next 3 years, okay? It's over, guys. The retail world is absolutely over. Bed Bath & Beyond, same thing. And they do this like people are stupid. You know, we're going to announce a few stores that are going to close, and are these in your area? Well, no, this is bad, guys. This is absolutely catastrophic. So, you know, right now, I'm telling you this, something I've told people for the longest time. I tell my friends, I tell my clients, and that is this, guys. You know, this world, you can do absolutely anything in this world. And, you know, when I talk about wealth and I talk about being wealthy, it's not about just having money. It's about freedom. It's about being able to do what you want to do with your life. And people are not wealthy. And what you need to do is you need to look at things like the Great Depression and everybody that made money during the Great Depression, changing the way that they did business. That's what we're going through right now. This is going to be a different way of doing business moving forward. You're going to see warehouses and stores and businesses and restaurants and everything that you've done business with over the course of the last 20, 25 years. You're going to see a lot of people go out of business in the first quarter of this year. It is absolutely catastrophic that people don't sit there and realize that there's been a major shift in business right now. And again, wealth, being able to get up in the morning and not owe people money, being able to get up in the morning and decide what you want to do, or if your day changes and somebody wants your help, or your kid has a baseball game and you know what, I'm going to go to the game today. That's wealthy. You know, and again, do you live your life that way? Why not? Fix it. Because everything that's happening, everything that we're being told is an absolute lie right now when it comes to the economy. We're supposed to believe that all this stuff is fantastic and that 207,000 people that go out and file for first-time unemployment claims are supposed to be good. It's lunacy, guys. So, you know, it's everything that's happening right now. Share your thoughts on all this stuff. There's so much more to talk about. And again, you know, here's the thing that I always get amazed by is that the sun comes up every day. I don't know if you're lucky and you can come down to the beach like this and you can just see something beautiful like this. It's fantastic. There will be people that will be born today. There are people that will die today. But again, the sun will set and it'll do it all over again tomorrow. Do you make the best of it? A lot of people don't. And again, you know, oh, Dan, everything's with you about money. No, it's not. People that I know that have great wealth as far as financial wealth, the ones that are happy do it on their own terms. They sell and do things that they love to do. They're not happy because they have to work for the man or I got forced to do this. Okay? These are people that created something out of nothing. Those are the wealthy people. And again, if you don't think that we are having major problems with this economy and with this world, you are absolutely kidding yourself. And again, this 207,000 people, you know, again, where's ADP today? How come we don't care about ADP's opinion on the 207,000 people that filed first-time unemployment claims? Because the ADP report is irrelevant, guys. It's not real. I'm telling you, you want to have your own payroll report or your own jobs report? Go issue it. I'm sure that there's some news agency that would buy that and cling on to it, and you could sell ads to it. Again, there's so many problems right now. This channel was built on getting grants and loans and help through the SBA and things like that. And one thing that's happening right now that restaurant owners are trying to push through Congress is to try to get more money for that restaurant revitalization grant. And again, this is ridiculous, okay? To throw more money at restaurants and give them a stimulus package would be absolutely crazy, because the question that you would have to ask any restaurant, and again, when restaurants would reach out to me to get help with getting PPP loans or EIDL loans, and I would ask the question, is your restaurant going to make it? Some people would get so offended. Oh, how could you ask that? My family's had this restaurant for 20 years. Good. Are you a good business person? Do you know how to run a business? You know, your dad ran it. Your dad worked 14 hours a day, and now you're running it. How's it going? Again, to give these grants to people, I know a restaurant that got $900,000 through that grant program. You know, family business, ran really well, good management, okay? But again, not everybody got that kind of grant, and they want to issue that program again where they had almost $30 billion worth of free money for these people. Where do you draw the line, guys? Seriously, where do you sit there and say enough is enough? Because I think the stimulus is done, and I think that if people aren't figuring it out now, they're finished. So one thing that I absolutely love about coming out here in the morning is the tide shifts out here, and you can see, like, see this patch of rocks right there? If you're brave enough in the summer, you can swim out to that, but you can see the circling tide that's out there. And you get waves out, take a look at this, waves out in the middle of the ocean. Absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. And again, you know, the beauty of your life, how you live your life, this is a one-lap race, guys. You are the master of your own destiny. And if you are not happy with what you're doing, it is your fault. If you do not have the job that you want, the career that you want, God, this is beautiful today. Really perfect. This is on you. And again, I will never be the richest person in the world, but wealth, I can get up in the morning and do what I want to do. I can go work with people that I want to work with. I can turn clients down, turn sponsors down, turn subscribers down. I can turn anybody I want down, but I get to work with the people I want to work with, which is a tremendous amount of wealth. And when you guys sit down and you think about this, go out and make your own opportunities right now, because there's a lot of businesses right now that are struggling. There's a lot of things in the economy that are absolutely suffering right now, and people don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that things are as bad as they are out here. And again, 207,000 people losing their jobs. You can sit there and say, wow, I'm glad it's not me. Good, I'm glad it's not you. But the whole ADP report last week was a complete farce. And you need to look at this, and you need to understand that we have a shrinking economy right now that is not doing well right now. But with that comes opportunity, and the opportunity is to create something out of nothing. I'm telling you guys, there will be so many millionaires made from the depression that we're about to enter, and the opportunities that will come from that will all be self-made. So look at everything out there. and see what you can do. Okay, I'm going to get more of the news. I'm going to show you more of the tide. I don't know if you can see this or not, but the tide is actually circling right now around those rocks. Very interesting. And if you look out here, you can actually see waves forming in the ocean as compared to the surf. It's just really, really beautiful. I don't think I would swim in this, no matter how warm it was, because it just would seem very unsafe. But if you can see how the water is actually turning in a different direction, it's actually pretty fascinating and beautiful at the same time. They said that 2021 was the year of Bitcoin. And that's very fascinating when you think about it, because for all the good things that happened to Bitcoin this year, El Salvador calling it a currency and embracing it as their currency. You had cities like Miami that came up with the Miami coin, and you know, their Suarez, their mayor, saying that he's going to accept Bitcoin payment, and Ron DeSantis saying that he wants to have Florida be the state of Bitcoin and be the Bitcoin capital of the world. You know, a lot of good things have happened with that. But one thing that's fascinating is you've got 10 countries right now that are banning Bitcoin mining right now. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They want it to stop. They say it takes too much energy. Well, the one thing that I always ask all the Bitcoin gurus out there is, what about solar energy? Isn't it free to have energy and to generate all this, you know, all this Bitcoin? Can't you just do it for free and, you know, put a solar panel out there? And the answer is no. And also solar energy is incredibly expensive. So, you know, again, I'm always curious as to why certain things don't work out the way that, you know, everybody says, you know, buy a Tesla, you have free power, you don't have to pay for it. It doesn't work that way, guys. So, the other thing is Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino has made 9 films in his career so far, and one of the films was Pulp Fiction. And about 2 months ago, I saw an interview that somebody gave and interviewed him and told him that he should sell NFTs for Pulp Fiction. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. They're basically traded through cryptocurrency and through the blockchain, and they're used for you know, exclusivity for artwork and things like that. Well, what this person had told Quentin was, imagine the scene where Jules and Vincent are holding the guns, you know, over the one guy at the beginning of the movie and selling that particular image and what that would be worth as far as a NFT. And Quentin said, it's a great idea. Well, he immediately ran into problems with Miramax and with the Weinstein brothers and suing him for ownership and for copyright claims and all that stuff that they were in, because they purchased the rights to Pulp Fiction and made that movie. So what Quentin did, that it's kind of ingenious, is that writers, and I'm one of them, okay, when you write a movie or you write a movie script, I start with handwritten notes. And Quentin goes even further, where he does a full handwritten script when he writes his movies. What he's going to sell, guys, is pages of the Pulp Fiction script, handwritten script. And this is going to go to auction at the middle of this month. And now the Weinstein brothers are saying, hey, this guy hasn't won anything. Hasn't won the lawsuit. He has no business doing this. Well, Quentin's saying, wait a second. These are my notes. I own this stuff. And you can't stop it. And I don't know if they can. I don't know if there's certain parts of it, because I've sold rights to my stuff before. And there's certain things nobody ever asked about. Hey, can we get your notes? Can we have that? Those are ours too. Nobody ever said that. So it's really an interesting time right now. And he's going to sell these non-fungible tokens for a tremendous amount of money. They will go to auction. You will hear about this. And he will make an absolute fortune from this. And people that own this, the only people that can view it are the people that buy it. It's very unique. And you're going to hear more about this in the coming months of news. But again, you know, the thing that I don't understand is the stock market goes down and Bitcoin drops 5%. Why is that? What is it a hedge against? Tell me what it's a hedge against. If it's not a hedge against the stock market, then what is it good for? What's it, a hedge against gold? The thing that it says that it's better than? It makes no sense, guys. So I really want to know what Bitcoin is good for. And again, it's a hedge against everything, Dan. It's not. It has never seen an economic downturn. It was created in January of 2009 and did not see the fall that we saw last time. Just didn't see it. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think about this. And again, the Bitcoin mining, free electricity, solar energy, to get solar energy on a home is incredibly expensive. And the thing that people have to weigh when they do that is, if I spend $30,000, how long will it take to pay it off? Now, I have one friend who a few years back had a $650 a month electric bill. Had a pool, had 3 girls, they were in the pool all the time, spent an absolute fortune on the electric bill. He went out and got it down to $18,000. Okay, so again, 6, 3, 18. Okay, it's going to basically take 3 years for this thing to pay off itself after its rebates and all the shenanigans. So that's a good return on your investment. Now, it costs him less than $80 a month or $60 a month or something to have solar on his house. And again, here in California, they just passed something that's going to cost $500 to be connected to the grid a year for your electric bill. Well, that's $43 a month, okay? Anyways, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think. This is a beautiful staircase that leads down to this. One thing that we're seeing is people say that the economy is great when we know, in fact, it's not. And the problem with the stimulus, understand this, people, when they think of stimulus, they only think about the checks that are written to them. The Fed writing all these checks to buy bonds and to buy assets is stimulus as well. And eventually this is going to stop. You cannot borrow yourself out of debt. And just because you have the money printing machine does not mean that you're going to be able to make everything perfect. And that's what the Fed is about to experience. Eventually the music will stop and this will become a huge, huge problem and the economy will crash. Okay? When? Nobody knows, okay? There's a few articles attached to below, but I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, and you need to prepare for that in every way, shape, and form, okay? Now, one thing I get a kick out of is people think that when somebody rich sells their company or gets a huge exit, wow, this guy's just gonna go sit in a beach, he's gonna go hang out, and he's gonna go live here, okay? And do nothing. The one thing I learned about rich people, especially in the medical space, was here's something that's really fascinating. When somebody gets a huge payday, yeah, they go out and buy a nice house, they go out and buy a car, give stuff to their friends and family. They absolutely do that. I've seen it. I've seen it happen firsthand. But what people don't think about is what their next plan is. And when you look at, somebody like Travis Kalanick, this is the guy that invented Uber, okay? And one thing that's fascinating about this guy is he was forced out of the company. You guys know the story. Travis went out after that and immediately started cloud kitchens. Okay, now cloud kitchens, just to give you an idea about cloud kitchens, they resource everything for your restaurant. So if you want food, logistics, they take care of everything. So all you have to worry about is just running the place. Okay, it's really simple. But they just got another investment this past week to the tune, it's made the valuation of the company $15 billion. So again, Travis doesn't need the money. Travis wants to work on logistics, but that's what this guy does. He took, think about this, how this guy individually changed the world. You can open this app. I can open the app on my phone right now, and I can have a stranger come pick me up and drive me someplace. Whoa, when you think about that, how insane is that? Okay, I mean, some people, I would never do that, Dan. I don't use Uber. Okay, great. Okay. The point is that this guy revolutionized a lot of things about this. Now, a couple little bits of financial information for him. You know the domain name Uber? There was a failed social media company called Uber, and somebody had the domain name, And they used to have Uber Cab is what the company was originally called when Travis started it. And it was going to be the cab. Well, they wanted something sleeker, so they wanted the original name Uber. They offered the person 2% of the company. And at one time, the guy had a 2% stake in Uber, which would have been worth $2 billion when it was all said and done. He ended up selling it for $1 million. Now, I've had friends, I've told this story 100 times, and friends say, well, it's $1 million, Dan. The guy got $1 million for a domain name. Yes, it's great, but he could have had $2 billion, guys. So remember that. It's crazy, but again, look at what people are doing. Look at where the service world is going. Look at how revolutionizing the restaurant industry and making it sleeker is what this guy's going to make $1 billion on, $15 billion on. So think about that. What can you do right now that would move things forward? And again, Dan, I'm too old to work. Dan, I don't want to do this. Well, you've got to, you know what? You get 24 hours in a day, guys. Do you want to sit there and do nothing and watch Netflix all day? Or do you want to do something with your life? Become healthier. At the top of this hill right now, there's a bunch of old people having a yoga class, okay? That make me look young. And they're all much older than me, but that's how they start their day. So again, what are you going to do with your life? It's time to ask that question. And again, look at this, the beauty of this place. Absolutely stunning. You are the master of your own health. You are the master of everything you do. Your friends, your family, your spouse, everything. You choose to live the way you do. Don't ever forget that, okay? I have a friend, very dear to me, who has cancer. You wouldn't know it because she runs her business every day, okay? And, you know, calling me last night at 11 o'clock. What about this? What about that? What about, you know what? She said, been dealing with cancer for 12 years now. It doesn't let it bother her. Now, again, oh, maybe it's not that serious. No, it's stage 4, guys, okay? And again, how she doesn't bitch about it. She doesn't complain about it. It's not woe is me. It's, you know, America's the land of opportunity, and she's making it happen. She's making her life happen. She's making happiness happen, which is what you should do too. And again, I don't care what you do, how old you are, how young you are. Oh, I'm already retired, Dan. I don't want to work anymore. Good. I don't want to work anymore either. Everything I do is for fun. Everything I do is because I choose to do it. You should do the same thing. Travis Kalakanis does too. You'll never meet this guy. And you've read stories. Oh, he's a horrible businessman. He's a mean man. He's horrible. Treats his employees awful. Whatever. Okay. Sorry. This guy is revolutionizing service. That's what his thing is. What's your thing? One thing that we're seeing is the analysts come out now and tell us how far the stock market can fall. And, you know, I get a kick out of this because Wells Fargo, of all places, there's that yoga class I was telling you about. Wells Fargo Bank said that they could see a 10% drop in the market. Okay, big deal. Chris Zaccarelli, Independent Advisors Alliance, he says 20%. Deutsche Bank says at least 20%. You're starting to see a massive amount of banks talking about things going down. Now, when, that's the thing. When will it happen? People that try to time the market are always wrong. You know, it always gets caught up, you know, in one way or another. I'm here early as they're prepping the yard and prepping everything. But what this should be is a warning for you right now that trouble is coming, okay? If you don't have your earthquake kit and you live here in California, you're an imbecile because there's going to be an earthquake, okay? A big one, huge one. It's gonna take out power. You won't have services. You won't be able to call the police. How are you gonna prepare for it? Well, I'm prepared for that, guys, in my house. I could live there for a long time with water, food, and everything and not have to worry about it. Batteries, generators, all that stuff, okay? Well, if you knew that your financial economy was going to get destroyed at some time in the near future, And again, if you think that they're going to fix this by what they're doing and by their tapering and non-tapering and lying and, you know, ADP report, oh, it's not good today. I mean, think about that. Yesterday we're told how great everything was, and today it's not good. Okay? So you're a fool if you don't sit around and realize that this is all complete shenanigans, you know? So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think. And again, the market sell-off that we're going to see, there's going to be a point in time that you're going to see the market completely collapse, and, you know, and it won't be able to be stopped. When I got into the medical space, the first week I was in it was when the Elizabeth Holmes thing started to fall apart. And she's been convicted this week, and Trouble's gonna, you know, she's gonna spend a lot of time in prison, I'm sure. But I had a biotech scientist, because I didn't understand what it was about and what had happened. When a bioscientist explained to me that she was basically going to take a drop of blood and do over 20 tests for blood. To me, it didn't seem mathematically possible, because we've all had blood work done, and they take the vials of blood and they let you know how high your cholesterol is, and that's shenanigans. And this woman was going to do this from 2 drops of blood. She was going to be able to tell you, you know, everything that was wrong with you. It just didn't seem right, and it wasn't right. So there was that. The next thing is that people are always reaching out, hey, what type of investment? You know, one thing that's very popular right now are REITs, which is real estate investment trusts. There's one of them that talks about how the government, you can invest in government real estate where the government's your landlord. So they're going to pay their bills, and take a look at that. The last thing is Taco Bell. We always talk about food here, and Taco Bell is has a new subscription service where you can get a $10 a month taco. $10, you can get a taco every day for 30 days during the month. Crazy. Well, I guess there is one more thing. This is insane, and I'm going to end it on this one. Because of the supply chain issues, and again, I'm south right now. I'm in Laguna, so you really don't see any ships out here, cargo ships, this far south. But there's a new call from the New York Times that we need to manufacture things here in the United States. What a joke. What a complete just farce, fraud, whatever you want to call it, okay? For the New York Times to do this. We haven't made things here in the United States. It's been our manufacturing is our own problem. We don't make anything here in this country. We need to manufacture things. And again, guys, I'm telling you this right now. People, oh, I need money for my business. Do you need a loan, or do you need an investment? Why would someone invest in you? Why would they invest in your company? Do you have a pitch deck? Again, there's a tremendous amount of wealth out there right now that people can get their hands on, and there are investments out there. Look at Travis Kalanick, who just has $15 billion valuation for his company, So with that being said, if you want to manufacture here in the United States, people would get in line to listen to that pitch. How are you going to make sure labor's costs are good? How are you going to make sure you can source everything? But again, the call right now is we need to have more manufacturing here in the United States. Duh. We've needed that for 2 decades now. So let's call on it now. And the New York Times is a joke. Please do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, share this with all your friends and colleagues. Don't forget the email list that you can sign up for below. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon.